last video, I showed you how to make this bird box. Today, I will show you how to make the inside or nest of this bird box. First, get a piece of paper. The size of your paper depends on the size of your bird box. If you have a piece of paper that is bigger or smaller than the bird box, then you can cut it to size or find a different sheet of paper. First thing you will need to do is put a little glob of glue gun glue in the middle of your piece of paper. Then you can use this rough rope-like string or use another kind of string. Then press it into the little glob of hot glue and start wrapping it around it. Like this. You will do this over and over until you get a big circle. To make this, you will have to put glue gun down there to keep the rope in place. Make sure not to skip too big of gaps when you are putting the rope in. You can skip little itty bitty gaps like this, but if you skip big gaps, it'll make the rope loose and more likely to unravel. When you are done with your circle, you cut the twine, and since I have this little extra bit, I will wrap it around until I get the end. When I get the end, I will do the same thing that I did in the beginning. I will put a little glob of glue gun glue in, and then I will press it to the side, maybe even putting a little glob on top. If you want to, you can use the tip of your scissors to press the rope into the hot glue. I did this ahead of time. So to make the edges on your nest, you will start the same way, putting a little bit of hot glue down and pressing the end into it. But then you will wrap it around on the outside to make a little wall. You can do this for as long as you want. This doesn't have to be super high, but it also doesn't have to be super short. When you're doing this, I recommend having two layers on the outside, and then putting, like when you put your rope on top, putting it in the middle of those two layers. Right now I have the base of my wall. So this can take a while. It's not gonna be like super short. So I'm gonna like pause right here and then work on it a little bit later. But what you do for the end is you just glue it into place. Now what you have to do is, so that it's not like all hard and kind of like pokey like this one is, like it is when you use this stuff, you can cut up little bits of soft yarn and glue them to the base of your nest. So to do this, you place a little bit of hot glue and then press these little bits of yarn into the bottom of the nest. You can do this before or after you have your little walls of the nest up. These chunks can be how big or how small as you want. Right now I'm just doing random sizes and then gluing them on. This will serve as like dawny feathers that birds usually put in their nests. You can use one type of thread or yarn or two. I'm using this furry yarn that makes when you're knitting, it makes really good blankets. But I'm also making this gray yarn that's also furry, but just not as furry as this one. They're both thicker kinds of yarns, but they're just made different ways. When you are done with the nest of your bird, you can take out all of the little strands of glue gun, because these strands can be really, really like long and everywhere. When you're done with that, you can place this inside of your bird's nest. When you are making the nest, make sure not to go outside, make it too small or too big for your nest. Because if it's too small, then it will be like too small and it'll just look tiny inside of your bigger bird box. But if it's too big, then it won't fit inside of your bird box. So this is the closer to finished product of the nest. This isn't actually super thick. It's just one, on the bottom it's like one or two things wide, and then over here it's just one layer tall. Or it's only one row. But this craft includes a lot of hot glue and string. So if you are doing this craft, you should buy a couple packets of hot glue sticks for this craft. Because you just go through them and you don't know how quickly you go through them. And you just wipe through them. If you want to know what's making that whiny noise, then this is what it is. Hey, Bo, 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 Bo. Hey, Bo. Bo. Oh, that's a good boy. Yeah, that's a good boy. Oh, yeah, I see you. I see you. And then that is Bella. She just gone. Bo. Oh, yeah, you're so cute. Yeah, you're cute.